Big shout out to all the hot moms out there from the boys here at the Afternoon Delight podcast. We see you, ladies. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, if you could only hear the things we talk about before the show starts.
Absolutely.
Welcome, everyone to Afternoon Delight podcast. And today's show is all about cheaters. Cheaters. That's right. Cheaters. Show of hands. Anybody been cheated on? Yeah. There's right now, there are 5 of us here. And only one guy didn't raise his hand. So that tells you we've got some shit luck.
Dude. Who could cheat on that face right there, man?
Who could cheat on this face? Look at this face right here.
I was talking about Hunter, bro.
You can't cheat on Hunter.
That's a nice guy right there.
Yeah. Back in the day, you look like Nick Cage. How could I cheat on Nick Cage?
Yeah, I cheated with. No, we won't get it.
Yeah. Okay, somebody wanted to cheat with Nick Cage.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
This podcast dives deep into the world of cheaters, why people betray behind deception and ripple effects. I want to read this whole thing, but I'm not going to do it because I'm already drunk.
Okay.
But so we're going to dig deep, and I'm going to introduce everybody first because this is a new thing that we do on this show right here. To my right, it is Artemis Prime.
Artemis Prime, yes. AKA Shout Out King.
Yeah. Shout out to all the hot ladies.
Shout out kid.
All the hot moms.
Yes. He's not single, ladies.
He's not
single.
I'm married.
But look at that face.
Happily married.
Guys, could you cheat on that face?
Oh, dude.
I cheat the hell out of that.
They have, for sure. They have.
Raiders.
Number one, he's a Raiders fan.
Well, you know, that would be my, if I'm
that means I'm loyal, bro. That means I'm loyal. Okay, man.
I'm loyal. I don't make good decisions, but I'm loyal.
Facts.
I make bad decisions in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
He's the kind of guy that when he's done, he looks at her and says, "Are you okay?"
Oh, y'all don't do that?
No, we don't.
I always be like, "You good? You need some juice?
You need some juice? You want a water? You want a towel? What? You want a wet wipe?"
Okay.
And then we got Bobby Boogie.
Yeah.
Bobby
Boogie over there.
Bobby Boogie, yes.
Yes, Bobby Boogie. Bobby's been cheated on.
Bobby's been cheated on.
Bobby's been fucking women.
No. Well, that too, but fucking best friends too. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just remember, my motto is always when I'm done, I go, "You're welcome."
You're welcome. Yeah, I won't go there because the show will get canceled.
Yeah.
And sitting over there in the producer's desk, watch out, ladies. He is single. He's looking.
Our young Padawan.
Yeah, he is looking. He's looking for Mrs. He's looking for Mrs. Right Now, not Mrs. Right.
No, he's looking for Miss Right Now.
Yeah, Miss Right Now. Yeah. Or somebody from Crocodiles.
Exactly.
He doesn't. No age discriminations with Hunter. Say hello, Hunter.
How's it going to everybody out there?
Dude, we all got to call off on a Saturday night and go to Crocodile.
Yeah,
My boy is smooth.
He's got that smooth voice. And our PI, our expert tonight.
Special guest.
Undisclosed area. He cannot disclose his area. He is joining us. He is how long have you been a PI? Andy?
Gosh, probably 24 years now.
Okay.
24 years.
Okay. So the number one burning question for all of us who want to ask about PIs is, do you have a red Ferrari?
Do I what?
Have a red Ferrari.
I don't have a red Ferrari. Nope.
Okay.
They wouldn't let me. They said I didn't look enough like Tom Selleck, so no way. No.
For those that are not old enough, Bob is referencing.
No, because check this out, right? In 1984, me and a buddy fly to Hawaii for the Pro Bowl, and we're climbing Diamond Head. Come back Diamond Head, there's a park across the street. As we're like getting in our rental car to leave, the crew from Magnum PI pulls up. They're pulling the car behind them because they're doing a scene in the car. So we were the first ones to rush out and get over there. And I actually got like within 6 inches of Tom Selleck
Damn, you better watch out.
and said, "Hello, how are you?" And he said, doing great stuff. And and the lady behind me who like was gonna like roller derby elbow me out of the way to get to him first. She's like, "Can I get a picture?" He goes, and then he saw like 100 people coming.
Yeah.
He goes, "If I take a picture with you, I have to
Hey,
take a picture
that
with
mustache, you can see that mustache 10 miles away.
But I do have some good pictures of him
Yeah.
with my Pentax 400.
Yeah. And
that's a good.
Randy is going to share a little bit of stories. He's going to help us look for key signs. He's going to help us look for the signs that you should be looking for. It's beyond just the lipstick on the collar, correct, Randy?
That is true. I have a list here of different things, but some of them I might draw from my own experience.
Yeah.
As far as professional and maybe a little personal too.
We're gonna start you off with this. Before we even get into it, I'm gonna start you off with this question right here. Who's better at it?
Women by far.
Yes.
Women.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually,
No. They are calculating.
We get
Better
more
at-
men hiring us than women.
Mm,
Oh, okay.
okay.
And when we're following a woman, we have to be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So my question is when the men hire you in the long run, is it monetarily for their future, like divorce because you're cheating on me, I don't have to pay you as much alimony?
Well, California is no fault state, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Yep.
So a lot of it, they just want confirmation what they probably already know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They
And
don't
then
want to
we
waste their
get into
time.
we get into the religious aspect of it too, and certain
Wow.
religious groups need evidence where other people wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do Mormons cheat?
I don't know that there's any religion that
Yeah,
doesn't.
Bob. Everybody's got. Bob,
I see what you're
Mormons
saying. I see what
Mormons
you're
got
saying.
desires.
I'm just
Mormons
curious.
got desires,
I'm
Bob.
just curious. Have you ever been hired by a Mormon man to check on his wife?
I have,
Why?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
definitely. I've been
All right,
just about any religion you could think of. I've been
Yeah, I
hired
mean,
by them.
everyone has desires. I don't care if you could be the
Yeah.
greatest Christian. You could be. Well, we know a few pastors that have gotten away with a little bit.
Jimmy
of
Swaggart,
Yeah. So, desires are desires. I don't think religion has anything.
Jim Baker.
Yeah, Jim Baker. You can go on
Oh,
and
yeah.
on. Hunter.
Yep. Do you want me to go for the definition?
Yeah, give us the definition of cheating.
All right. In the modern romantic scene, a cheater is someone who violates the trust, commitment, or exclusivity of a romantic or sexual relationship by engaging in secretive, dishonest, or I can't see that one with the sunglasses. Intimate behavior with someone outside of the relationship that can take different forms: physical cheating, emotional, digital, and online cheating. And then the final one is micro cheating.
Micro cheating.
That emotional one is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For those that don't know, because what is micro cheating?
Micro cheating says it is smaller boundary crossing behavior like hiding texts, secret crushes, or suggestive comments that may not involve sex but still breach trust.
That means you
Yeah.
tell your girlfriend that her friend is hot. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't put that in her head. Do not put that in her head.
But John, what if the girlfriend is really hot?
We're gonna go. You're a married man. You're a married man.
You're
But
married.
Randy's been married too. Randy, when your wife says, "What do you think about my friend?" You don't say she's hot, correct, Randy?
Here I go. I can't even have an answer for that because I
No.
don't have an answer for that.
You say she's okay.
No, I usually
Yeah.
go the ugly one or the thick one. Sorry, babe.
Sorry, babe.
I've had a couple.
Yeah,
They're all
you
ugly
always
compared
go-
to you.
Yeah, you always go. Yeah, she's okay. She's not my type. That's the safe.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
safe
She's
answer.
She's not my type.
Yeah, she's cool. She's all right.
She's all right.
I'm just not. I'm not into her.
She's all right, honey, but I love you.
Yeah, you got to
Not
throw in
my
the I
She's,
love you.
she's not as pretty as you.
Yeah. You got to throw in there. I have a hard time with one of these, and we've talked in depth about this on other shows. But the flirtation text wise, there's never a meeting or a hookup. There's just flirtation back and forth in a text message, and I say it's kind of borderline. How does the PI look at that?
Well, we do get a lot of that. A lot of times people think that, their spouse is cheating, physically. When we do the investigation, a lot of times we do find out that it hasn't crossed that level yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, that actually occurs more in this world now
Yeah.
than it would have in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, with smartphones and things like that, it's easier to do that. I know, like probably 30 years ago, before the smartphone,
Yeah.
it would have to be actual conversations that you could hear.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
too,
yeah,
a text message back in the day that cost you like $5.
Yeah.
And now, you
Did it on the
reach
weekend.
across.
Go ahead.
Uh,
I think he froze.
I think you froze. He'll come back on.
Yeah.
He'll
yeah,
come back
Yeah.
on.
that's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Like that,
I'm
that
still
cheating
kind of.
is-
I'm still. I get it. I do understand that is some form of cheating.
Mhm.
I get that.
Yeah.
I go, but for me, I think if it's just back and forth, I mean, if it gets a little raunchy, like I can't wait, blah blah blah, all this other
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
But I can,
Dude,
but if it's just like simple flirtation, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be considering that enough for a divorce.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Let's put it that way. In that situation, you just got a bunch of text messages that are just being flirty back and forth with each other. There's never ever any text messages that say let's meet up here or have a drink or meet at this hotel. It's just flirtation back and forth. Do you feel that's grounds for divorce? Or do you feel like that's enough for you to figure it's going to get to cheating?
Well, no, I mean, if it's I happen to see her phone, then I see the flirty messages. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call Randy.
You're going to call Randy.
Get an answer.
Randy, your thoughts.
Well,
What-
those things, yeah, they can definitely lead to that. But like I said, what I've noticed more is that people are almost satisfied with just that level of intimacy with the person. They're not
exactly.
physically meeting as much anymore. There are times back in the day when strip clubs were the big thing.
Oh, yeah, they still
And,
are.
we had a lot of spouses, women typically would be hiring us to see if their husband's hanging out at the local strip clubs. Then it went to the Asian massage parlors.
Yeah.
And now, it's changed once again, where it's more, the electronic, the different sites and things of that nature. I mean, there's so many different sex sites where people can get intimate, through videos and things like that. So that's going to replace the physical affairs, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I just
OnlyFans.
yeah, OnlyFans.
I just hold on, dude.
Yeah,
This guy just said, like, that his job was to just be out there at the strip club, making sure, like, I'd be, like I'd be like, he was there.
Hey, he's got to have a good time too.
I know. Like, he was there for at least 4 hours,
there you
5 hours. I don't know.
Randy brought us one. He's got to fit in.
That's back when we would have more of the child custody cases,
Okay.
Yeah.
Mama's out there, she's actually dancing. So I remember one in particular
Think
where
about that one. Yeah.
the father was saying, yeah, she has a silver bullet tattoo on her ass. So here I am, going to these different strip clubs looking for her.
Yeah.
And, they dress up, they wear wigs and all that and makeup. So I'm sitting in the front row looking for a silver bullet.
My man.
Okay.
My man, Randy. You're my man.
It took me weeks. No.
Dude, I saw it, but I didn't want to say it. I had to wait a week.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Randy's the man.
Randy's like,
I
well,
had
you
to
know what? You're gonna have to bump up my daily fee
Yeah.
by a couple $100 because I gotta sit in the strip bar and wait.
I gotta add an
Yeah,
extra
yeah. I'll be
200
honest
to
with
that
you,
per diem.
It got
That's
tiring
awesome.
though. It really did get tiring.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going from Sacramento to Modesto down towards
Yeah.
Fresno looking for this gal.
Wow.
Wait, so
It's
she
a-
was
it's a-
before Antonio's closed. She was working at Antonio's.
This guy always bringing
No,
up
she
Antonio.
wasn't. She's working in Stockton. Yeah, Stockton.
Oh, at-
There are a couple
yeah.
clubs
Oh,
up
at
there.
Deja
There's
Vu?
Centerfolds and
Centerfolds,
Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to
You
be
probably
hard.
have heard of those places,
All right,
right?
all right. So hold on a second, Randy. I am going to make a confession here, okay?
Okay.
I was an over-the-road salesman. I'm very single every time.
Hunter's dying over there.
Whatever town I would spend the night in, because the company was paying for the hotel, I needed some entertainment. So I know where a lot of strip clubs are. sue me, okay?
Nah, hey,
I was trying to help the economy of
that's
the
hey,
poor
help-
lady.
Bob's the guy at the gas station that everybody, hey, you know where that strip club is? 2
You
blocks
know,
that
yes.
way. Go right.
Yeah.
This is the if shout out to all the hot moms.
Yeah,
This is a real person.
Shout out to all the hot moms who's trying to earn a living, dancing, shaking their ass
Yeah.
on a stage.
Yeah, it gets it. It gets it.
He's
All right,
just supporting the local businesses.
Although, wait, so I have a question, okay? And because I find your job fascinating, I really do. But I want to. So you're in Monterey, okay? But you travel the state. So
Yeah.
there he is.
So if you're following somebody who's cheating, do you spend more time on, like, say, El Camino Real at a Motel 6, or are you at the hotel on the beach in Half Moon Bay? Where are they cheating at?
Man, I mean, it really depends. Monterey, one thing about that is we get people coming from all over for conventions. So I've done a lot of work over at the Monterey Convention Center. I mean, one time I had actually, this guy that I was talking to, he was running a booth there and he needed to take a break. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and take over for you. So I was sitting in the booth pretending I was working there, but I was watching my target. And he is warming up to some women and playing around. Had no idea who I was. And my client was pretty happy. I sent her some photographs of me sitting in the booth. But sometimes you really have to adapt.
You gotta get that lap dance. You gotta get it.
The stories I can tell you.
Right.
And you were saying when this all started, just to catch up our other host, Julian.
That is Julian.
This is
me.
That's Randy.
Yeah.
Randy, he's a private investigator.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, when I was in Monterey, we had an account at the La Quinta right there in Seaside, on the border of Seaside and Monterey. And sometimes you would see a sales guy who worked for a different company, and this one dude had a different girl every week coming in there with him. I'm like, dude, you're either the luckiest dude in the world,
yeah,
or your wife has no idea what you do.
All right, I don't want to piss any of the ladies off that are out there watching this, but I wanted to throw this scenario out there. This might upset some of the ladies. Was Eve? I'm gonna go down the road here. Was Eve the first cheater?
Like Adam and Eve? Is that what you're saying?
No.
What Eve are you talking about?
Yes or no? Just yes or no.
No, I'm gonna say no, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I'm gonna put
no, Bob.
No.
Hunter.
Yeah.
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 Julian.
I'll just say no because I don't even know that she was with anyone else, bro.
Exactly.
How about you, Randy?
I think he froze. I think
Randy froze.
I think his computer froze.
In the biblical story of Adam and Eve, Eve is traditionally seen as the first to eat from the tree of knowledge.
Okay.
After being tempted by the serpent, then sharing the fruit with Adam.
Yeah.
Many interpret this calling as disobedience to God commands rather than cheating in a sense of infidelity. But it says here, if you mean cheating as betrayal of trust, one could argue she cheated. Look at Bob's getting mad here.
I'm not just like
God's commandments were broken.
Yeah, but she could just like forgive for her sins and he'd be okay. But it's not like she was with another dude.
I guess you're Yeah, I get that's what he's saying. Like, I know what you mean.
Right.
I guess that you could consider that if
we mean cheating and infidel. If we're talking about romantic, no.
Exactly.
Unfaithful to Adam, no. She was not unfaithful to Adam. We'll get our
she was
PI back.
Unfaithful to God.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to start crap, but that's. I was trying to figure out how I could introduce the first cheater, in a sense of a way. Yes, she kind of cheated, but she betrayed him.
I don't consider that I don't consider that cheating.
Hunter, what do you think? Why would you agree with me, Hunter? That was the.
Well,
if he agrees with you,
he did. He said yes. It's cheating.
It's kind of a mix-up for me, honestly, because on one hand, like you were saying, she betrayed Adam's trust and all that, and caused them to be kicked out for her actions. But on the other hand, was it cheating? Like, was she going to Did she have relations with the snake instead of Adam?
Yeah, right. No.
Maybe that's why he was called the snake.
Valerie, I'm with you, babe. Yeah, she had to do a lot to keep the world piping.
Yeah, she did a lot. She did a lot.
Bertha Adam was liking other girls' pics. First, you had to, hey, Bertha. First, you had to carve them out on the stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to carve them out on the stone.
And then send them over.
Oh man,
Adam had an OnlyFans
he had an OnlyFans subscription. I'm sure he did. It's Eve's choice as a symbolic to humanity's first act of cheating the system by seeking knowledge outside of the divine boundaries.
All right, so I would consider that being disloyal, but not cheating.
Not cheating.
All this shit is. Hey, can I get some of that aviator?
Yeah, he needs aviator.
Get what?
I look at it as in a sense that I don't think she cheated on Adam, but cheated on God.
That's what I mean.
But okay, so cheated on God. I mean, haven't we all sinned?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all cheated on God.
Don't cast the first stone, isn't that?
We're not gonna. Yeah, don't cast first stone.
This is Ryan Reynolds, right?
Ryan Reynolds.
Shout out Ryan Reynolds, man.
Overpriced gin.
He looked under the leaf.
Yeah.
Thank you. Deadpool. What, Adam? Yeah, bro. Hey, you know what, man? Like. Yeah, she, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was trying to figure out how I can't go further back than that. You trying to figure out who was the first cheater.
I get it. I think she might have been disloyal, but she wasn't cheating.
She wasn't cheating.
She didn't. So I know they weren't married. Okay,
right. That wasn't.
But the bond they had, she never misplaced that bond, that because Adam was the only guy she's with. So she got the apple. She was tempted by the snake. Blah blah blah. That's being disloyal, but that's not cheating.
Okay. All right.
In the emotional, physical way.
All right, we'll get you. What do you personally define as cheating, Mr. Sharp? Is it only physical, or can it be emotional too?
I'd say emotional that leads to physical.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be emotional first before they go physical.
Well, the girl I met at the never mind. Go, you are.
I think it's physical.
If physical is enough for you to consider it cheating, emotional, it wouldn't bother you as much.
Because what is emotional attachment? If
it's a loss,
if it's because
emotional attachment.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you are like cool with somebody, but they're just happen to be the opposite sex, then why is it like if I'm as cool as I am with Bob as I'm cool with somebody else? And
Bob belongs to Julian, dude.
Yeah, but so look, and this is the problem I've had most of my life.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a very good friend. I met her in 1983. She's my best friend. Best friend ever. And when I was dating, because she was going out with somebody else and she got married, but when I would date, I wouldn't bring her up.
Yeah.
Until like the fourth or fifth date we're out on. I said, by the way, my best friend's a woman. And we're going to go meet her. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I want you part of my life, you've got to be part of her life, because her and I are going to be together forever as friends only.
Yeah.
Well, why do you have to be with her as friends? Because that's my emotional bond.
Yeah.
That's my go-to person. That's my rock. I'm her rock when shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just our relationship.
Yeah.
No, we've never been physical with each other, but that's how me and this person roll. And that's what's kept each other from not killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Is because every time we fall apart, that person picks us up.
Yeah.
How about you, Julian? What do you personally define as cheating? Is it only physical, or can it be an emotional too?
I think it can be emotional, but like I said, like I think there's a difference between having a friend like how Bob is describing and having someone that is like that shoulder to cry on, because of it's more to get back. It depends on their intent. If it is to like that they're always going to that person about their emotional problems, that's different. But if it's like only when she's specifically having problems with you, that she's like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this guy, and you know that you don't, she knows you don't like it, then that's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, now it is more of like an emotional cheating. Okay, because if he doesn't have a place in her life outside of like when it's just problems with you, it's not problems in general, then that means that she's looking to him to comfort her when you are fucking up versus like when her life is fucking up.
All right, before I go to Hunter, I'm going to swing back to Randy. Is that a red flag, Randy, what he just brought up? Having that emotional guy that she has to go and speak to other than the actual guy that she's with. Is it considered, as a PI, do you consider that a red flag?
I think it can be very much so. And I think Bob mentioned something about whether that they had a past sexual relationship. To me, that's a no-no. And I've seen scenarios like that where that can lead to problems, obviously. Women see things differently than men. Men, it's you did what? We look at more of the physical aspects of it, where women will look at the emotional aspects when it comes to cheating. So
Yeah, because that could be a huge turnoff for her as part of it. May be an emotional support group, support system for her, but she also, in a way, feels like that an attraction to that, because that's what I'm not gonna. I almost said the word, but a lot of women look for that emotional attachment. They need that in their relationship, and they may not be getting it from their husband or their boyfriend, but they have to go to this other guy to go talk to him. That could be a red flag for all right. How about you?
too,
go ahead.
what I mentioned is that person's role in the relationship. Is she keeping that person separate completely from out of your relationship, or is that person a part of that? So in other words, someone that you could talk to, someone that you guys can go out to dinner with, have a conversation. I think that changes things dramatically.
Yeah, because I mean that's a question you're going to ask, right? If he comes to you and gives you that speech where, I think she's cheating on me. She has this best friend and she doesn't come and talk to me about these things. And anytime she has a hard thing, she goes to this guy, and that's the response you're going to give him. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, Hunter. How about you, Hunter?
Personally, if I had to put a line in the sand, I'd say it's all physical.
Yeah.
Because emotional can lead to it.
Yes.
And there is definitely like in situations where emotional cheating is very much cheating. But if I had to put a line in the sand and I had to say like which one actually is, I'd say physical is more often than not.
Okay. So Mallory brings up a good point.
Yeah, I fantasize all the time, man.
Exactly. Well, no. So you're in a committed relationship, right? And Mallory says, who doesn't fantasize about being with somebody else, even if you're in a committed relationship? Because look, we've all heard those stories about hall passes, right?
Yeah.
And every woman's like naming a celebrity hall pass, right? If I'm in a relationship, if I was, and my significant other says, "Hey, who's on your hall pass?" I'm going to piss her off. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go, your sister.
No,
your cousin.
Where's my beep?
Because I want to be more realistic. Because come on, yes, it's. I believe it's okay to fantasize about being with celebrities. Because I would love to be with Selma Hayek. All right, Selma Hayek is my goal in life. Selma Hayek, Shania Twain. But what's my chances of ever doing that? 0 to none.
Bob wanted to make sure his little list was, you know what I mean?
He wanted to get it out on the internet too.
Yeah. No, like he wanted to make sure, like, at least I got a chance. They're local.
Yeah.
They're local. They're tangible. Why am I wasting these wishes?
You can never go local on a hall pass. You can't, because that becomes achievable to her in her mind. If you just say celebrities, she's just going to laugh it off because she knows that Bob's not going to run into Selma Hayek.
Right. He's not right. But if I say her sister.
Yeah, her sister.
She's mad.
You're just.
If you guys want to hear someone who's been married for a long time, his advice is, I don't
answer that question.
I don't need a list, dude. I'm good.
Art is like, I love you, Mrs. Art.
Yeah,
you're the only woman I want to be with, Mrs. Art.
I know Mrs. Prime, dude. You put up with a lot.
Yeah. She does.
I'm a handful.
I'm gonna go this next question. I'm gonna go right to the pro.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go to you first, Randy, before I go to the board. Why do you think people cheat even in seemingly happy relationships? What seems to be the norm?
It depends if it's a man or a woman, but women, I think a lot of times it's, I don't want to say out of spite, but they could be in a bad relationship. They're not feeling good about the relationship, so they step out. For men, it has a lot to do with conquest and ego.
It's a new toy.
Yeah,
it is.
So let me ask you a question.
It is.
That's
So-
the craziest thing I ever
So
heard.
you get hired by a man who works 60 hours a week to like build the household, keep the bills running, keep everything flowing. And the wife is not getting the attention she deserves because this guy's working 60 hours a week to provide for the family. How often does that happen?
It does happen fairly frequently. But I think more so, I find, and this is kind of tough, but some of the clients that have hired me, they've been a little bit of control freaks. And there were times where I thought,
Clients that hired you are a little bit of a control freak.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I've had people who are suspecting this and they believe, and I'm doing the investigation. I'm telling them there's nothing here. There's nothing going on. They want to keep on going. It comes to the point where they're obsessed with that. That's what I find more with the men than with women typically. And
So well, hold on, wait a minute. So what you're saying is men are more likely, if you come back and say there's nothing there, men are more likely to say keep pursuing it, and where a woman's going to say she's happy with it, or
yeah, and they're willing to accept that more. The other thing, and this is
Go
a
ahead.
weird thing about it.
give me that back because it ruins my
Oh,
face.
sorry.
When we
Don't want to ruin
Go ahead,
the
go ahead,
Go
Randy.
ahead, Randy.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
a lot of times when we find evidence, on a woman who's cheating, the man will want to continue. And I'm saying, what more do you need? We already, I mean, there was a case in particular where the guy, hired us to work. And I mean, we caught his wife many times in some sexual situations. One was she's giving oral at McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah.
And, the husband, oh, I can't believe it. I said, well, her head's bobbing up and down in the truck. I mean, she's not bobbing for apples. She's doing something.
They're probably parked at Donnelly Park, and at 10 o'clock at night, I've got to announce on them to get them out of the park.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Oh,
So
man,
wait.
Skull.
So not to interrupt you, Randy, I just want to ask one question. Hold on. So Mallory brings up a good point. Look at the people in the military, the long deployments. Someone's not getting touched for months on it. Now, I have history with this. My dad was deployed to Vietnam 4 times. He did 4 tours of Vietnam. My mom was too busy raising 4 kids to cheat. She was. My mom knew dad was cheating in Vietnam. She didn't care because he's over in war. She just told him,
War changes everything.
No. She just goes, don't bring me home anything because I know what you're going to do. But as far as my mom in the States cheating, she didn't have fucking time. She was raising 4 kids with a full-time job to pay the bills. But I have seen, because I have nieces and nephews who are in the military or were in the military, and my nephew, when he was in Baghdad, his wife for sure was running around with another guy because my sister would always have to babysit the grandkids.
Bob's out and some man to you.
No, I don't give a shit. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, but I get that. So how many military people do you get saying, hey, I think my wife is cheating on me?
Yo.
Monterey being a military town.
Yeah, exactly.
Fort Ord, baby.
Well, Fort Ord, we have the DLI, Defense Language Institute. We have post-grad school procedures. So there's a lot of military. And I've worked cases with those military. Typically, it is the woman, the wife hiring us to watch the male. I haven't actually had a male hire us for a female.
Okay.
And so, there's plenty. I did have one who the person was working at the Defense Language Institute. She was Chinese, but he actually believed that she was a spy. So that's another story.
Wow.
Damn,
I'd love to hear that story.
Yeah, and she was getting into other military people. There's get some secrets.
That's wild.
Other officers. So in fact, I've actually had a couple of cases like that. One was also a Russian.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go on to Randy, hey, you got your book there? Do you have your book right by you?
I can grab it
Yeah, grab it, man. Grab it. Yeah, we could plug that book.
Yeah, let's plug it.
Yeah. Well,
he wrote a book?
Hey,
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
I read it.
Taco
It's
Truck.
awesome, bro.
Taco Truck Confessions.
Really?
It's a really good read.
I'll buy a copy.
Did
Yeah.
you read it?
Yeah, I read it the other
You
a couple.
shut the fuck up.
Like when you sent me the copy on it,
Yeah, you
I
sent
read
me.
it on the
There it
thing.
is.
No,
Yeah, Taco Truck Confessions.
Yeah, Randy's written a
Oh,
book.
really? Hey, so Randy, where can we buy that at?
Amazon, right?
Barnes and Noble,
Told you, bro. This guy.
Kindle. If you want to
Kendall, yeah.
of it.
Do you have book to audio?
I haven't done the audio yet. And
I was going to ask if it's your voice.
I'll tell you, you know, I had some people do it, and they were doing it in AI, and they say San Jose one moment, San Jose the next. So
Yeah, see, all right, no offense, Randy. That's what I hate about AI if someone's doing it AI, because they fuck up the words all the time.
Yeah.
they really
Let me go over to the youngster, Julian there. Julian, same question. Why do you think people cheat even in seamlessly happy relationships? I'm kind of curious of the younger generation here because they're all banging each other. Nobody's got a ring on their finger. No relationship.
I think it's gonna be like someone's needs aren't getting met, or like I think with some people that's just the type of person that they are. Like I do think that there's a chance like some people just can't be content with what they have. Like you could have a good thing, and it's like there's that saying, you know, you chase that what is it, like 90%, 90-10 rule, where it's like you could have that 90% a perfect partner 90% of the time, but you don't like 10%, but you'll go chase that 10%.
Yeah, you go chase. As far as Gen Zs, and I'm going to go over to Hunter here in a minute, but do you think you feel that Gen Z, as far as the relationship part of it, is a little different than the generation that me and Bob grew up? You guys are a little bit more open about the fact that you're not together, that this is tonight and that's it.
Is that for me or Hunter?
Yeah, for you.
Oh,
For you, and then I'm going to go to Hunter.
I think it depends. Like I said, like I've had situations like that. I think that a lot of the time it is like for that situation to work, it usually is the dude lying to the girl. But I do think that like I've had situations like that pop up where it's like, oh, we're just friends. All we're doing is something casual and that's it. And most of the time you just ride it out until one of you guys gets into a relationship and wants to take that seriously. But obviously there are situations where it's like you are having that situation and they find someone they want to take serious, but they continue to do it. And then you also don't know if it's just like maybe that dude that's the sneaky link is better than the one that she wants to be her boyfriend.
Yeah. How about you, Hunter? Do you feel that that's the route that Gen Z is in right now? That I wouldn't call it a run, but it's not a fucking run. That's like, you know, it's heaven. No, I'm sorry.
Honestly, the wrong person to ask. I don't got much experience there.
You're committed. You'd be committed to that one. You're looking for the one and that, and then you're happy with what you got.
You know what? So I'm going to share this.
Hold on, Mr. Sharp. Like, can I go to the other guy here?
Go to Art. Never mind. Go to Art. I'm going to sit here and shut the hell up.
No, just let other people talk, dude.
What happened?
Do you think people cheat even in seamlessly happy relationships?
I think people who are cheaters are just cheaters, bro. Happy, sad. There are people who I know that have like been in the worst kind of relationships, bro, and like they've never left, they never cheated. And I would have been like, I would have left or cheated a long time ago, but you stayed in that relationship. So I think some people are just cheaters, happy or not, you know. They just be doing it.
Yeah, Bob.
Well, so bringing up what Art just said, a good friend of mine, known him 40 years, cheated on everybody he ever dated and everyone who ever he married because he was never happy with that one person. And I feel bad because a lot of times I covered his ass.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. We're going to talk about that.
You know, I covered his ass. But the funny part was his first marriage, he was cheating. Okay, he cheated. He would jump on anything that had a pulse, okay, behind his wife's back. So he gets into a fight with his wife. He moves in with me for a week. And one night he is in the house, grabs his shotgun, he's leaving. I goes, "Where are you going?" He goes, "Debbie's cheating on me with another dude." I'm like, "Where are you going?" Because I'm going to kill his ass. I said, "Why?" I said, "You have cheated on Debbie like 30 fucking times that I know of." So what makes
Debbie's a makeup name?
Yeah. So what makes you better than what she's doing?
Yeah, that's the tough one, dude. And it's weird. Do you feel like the situation Bob is talking about? Do you feel it sways more towards the men that are cheaters that finally find out that the ones that they feel that are never been cheating on them, but they've been cheating on them the whole time. But once they do it, they just lose their shit.
Like an ego trip.
Randy froze.
No.
Yeah. For the men, I think they get more angry. Again, it goes down to the women. I mean, they're not as likely to act violently towards the other person, maybe to their spouse, but not to the other person.
Unless they're in Dallas and Florida.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But men would
I don't know what that means.
men would target the man that is cheating with their spouse, where the woman would target, their husband.
Well, you know what? I mean, I know my dad cheated on my mom. My mom knows my dad cheated. And mom put up with it, like I said, because she's raising 4 kids. Even when he came back to the States, he still had a side girlfriend for a little bit. I think my father would be in jail. On my dad. I think my dad would have killed the guy that my mom would have cheated on. My mom never cheated. My mom never did. Raising kids, too busy, had no interest in another man whatsoever. But I think that if mom did step out, I think dad would have killed her and the dude.
Yeah. Art, you ready? Do men and women cheat for different reasons, or are they emotionally the same?
Oh shit!
Motivations. I'm sorry.
Wait, no, now you gotta read it all over again.
No. Do men and women cheat for different reasons, or are the motivations the same?
And you're asking, asking the happily married guy.
Yeah, that's why I started with him.
Well,
he's the only one fucking married here.
Yeah, I'm married, but before I got married, I cheated on.
Okay.
So. I guess it's all the same, bro. Like sometimes it's an emotional thing, sometimes it's a physical thing. But like I said, I think most of the times people who are just cheaters are just cheaters.
They're just cheaters.
They'll just cheat on you because they're getting love and support or attention from somebody else, and it makes them feel good, so they want to take it to that next level.
Someone mentioned this to me before, but it's like a cheater is like an addict.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the same. They're chasing that high.
Yes,
and it doesn't matter who it is or who they're hurting.
Yep.
They need to get that emotional high.
The next fix.
Yeah, that next fix from themselves. It's crazy when you see some people like what Bob was talking about, earlier with his friend. That you can almost call that guy a serial cheater.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't know if that term is used at all, but if it is, I coined it
right here, right now.
Yeah, I coined and
2019, September 29th.
It's sad that it's that here he is, cheating on someone, his wife.
Yes.
And yet when she plays the cards in the other way,
yes, absolutely,
he loses his shit. It's just, then, wait a minute, dude, fuck, you've been doing it for 20 fucking years.
Absolutely.
Hunter, how about you, Hunter?
Yeah.
Do you think women cheat for different reasons than men do?
More often than not, I would say it's different, and it's different for person to person, obviously. But for men, I'd say it's more just the drive to go and do what's do something that's wrong, and then also just go and have sex. With women, I feel like it's more of they're trying to go and find someone because they're lacking something in their relationship.
Yeah.
But I think also too, there are some women who are just like they think like dudes. You know what I mean? Like
And the thing is like I had an old coworker. His name was
Bobby
Make
Boogie.
up a name.
No, he had a nickname, so we'll use his nickname.
Okay.
His nickname was Baby.
Shout out,
but
baby.
He was in a committed relationship with this girl for decades. He's an old guy. Okay. But he constantly just cheated on her.
Damn.
And was talking about it because this is back when I worked in the auto shop. Yeah. Constantly talking about it. Constantly would bring women over to the auto shop. And everything.
Nice. Women love power tools.
He would ask him, and everyone would ask him, why would he do this? Yeah. He could never give a straight answer or a reason. And he was in a happy and committed relationship, but he just could never stop cheating.
Yeah.
That was his that was his high. That was
I know that guy.
Exactly.
I know.
The cheating part, it probably won't even be like in a connection emotionally or even an attraction.
It's a number.
But exactly.
It's a number.
Or the thrill of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting away with this shit.
I'm getting away with it, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of selfish motherfuckers be cheating, bro. That's what it is, you know? Like, you're just,
let me ask
never think about what's going on with your people around you when you're cheating. You could just be mad at your spouse, but then what about, you know, like if you have kids, or what about like if you're really close with your spouse's parents, like you're gonna lose all that.
Fuck up everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you run into? Okay, Randy, this is since we brought up the serial cheaters. Have you ran into the guy that she thinks he's cheating, but she doesn't realize he's really cheating?
Oh, what?
Like he's got a 4 or 5.
Damn.
And one thing I might point out too is I've had some women that are just beautiful, knockout. There have been some that are higher profile. If you know,
okay, slight flex, but okay.
Yeah, well, they are, and you're thinking, man, what guy would be cheating on this woman? There's a person who has 12 million followers on a site, social media site, and she's very well known through people. Yet her boyfriend has constantly cheated on her.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a number of things like that. So it's not just again, I think goes back more for the guy's egos.
Yeah. Have you ran into the serial guy? Did you run into the guy that she thinks she's cheating on with one woman, but you end up finding out he's got a flock?
That has happened. And the ones that I'm speaking of, those are those scenarios.
Yeah.
Well, think about it, dude. If you can pull a baddie, what makes you think you can't pull 7 or 8 of them, bro? Yeah. That means you got money, you got good looks. Yeah. You're happy with this one. You might have knocked this one up, so you got a house with her, but you go out, you can still pull another one at the coffee bean, or you know what I mean, like Starbucks.
Wait, no,
you know what I'm saying? So that's what he do, or they do.
There's a lot of women when you talk about women cheaters, and it's a power game. And I've seen many times where the woman is sleeping around with her bosses, anyone who might over her. So then they're gaining that power over that person. So that's we've seen, reoccurring in these scenarios.
Wait. I have a question though. Have you ever had 2 different people hire you to follow the same person?
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, that would be fucked
at 2 different times, maybe.
I had a husband hire us one time, and sure enough, we caught my wife with another man. And then a couple years go by, and I get another investigator calling me, say, hey, can you work this case for me? And I said, yeah, sure, send me over the information. So when he did, I'm thinking, man, that name is familiar.
Hey.
The guy that's cheating on her husband with now hired this other PI to follow her. So I'm like, oh shit, what the hell? I'll take this case. And lo and behold, now
it's the same woman.
She's the same woman. Now she's cheating on her boyfriend that she was cheating with before.
Oh Jesus!
No, seriously,
that's called like a repeat customer.
That's like the back of my mind. It's just like, man, I wonder if 2 different people have ever hired you to follow the same person.
I had a question. Yeah, I'm just curious because I'm sure this does happen, but how often or not did you end up when you found out that the spouse was cheating? It was like same sex situation, like it turned out to be gay, or the wife became like
lesbian. It is 2025.
how often do you see that happening?
Well, I wouldn't say often, but yeah, we've had those type of cases. Yeah, where it's surprise. You know,
Yeah.
this. Yeah, and we've done that. The other thing too is swingers.
Swingers.
Yeah, swingers.
That's
Yeah.
what Mallory was saying. Like,
Swinger.
if you have permission, but then emotions get involved and people get all
That's
like,
the problem. Yeah, that's that whole philosophy of swinging that you just can't help the fact that maybe there's a good chance that 90% of the time they're gonna fall in love with that person because they're getting something from that individual that they're not getting at home. You know, you may be a little more freaky. Well, I got a question for you, Randy, as far with these two guys, the younger generation over here with Julian and Hunter, with social media being the way it is, and with Instagram, they got TikTok, they've got all these different platforms. Has it gotten harder to try to catch these cheaters because of social media?
I think it'd be easier.
No, because you can't see DMs.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more difficult.
I mean, if you go through the phone, you can see the DMs.
Bertha, fuck you.
Hold on. Go ahead, Randy.
You know, the technology has changed. I mean, we've had to change into doing doing deep dive investigations into the people's social media. There's a whole different track the person's email. You can find out all these different social media sites that they're involved in, where they're in a just branch. So I have people that I'd hire for that.
Yeah. Because I would assume that's tougher.
Yeah.
Especially if they're just communicating through DMs. Yeah, you're not going to see the what Bertha brought up a great point is the social media footprint. That footprint may not be there. You may see the hearts and the likes and maybe a few comments here and there, but you're not actually getting into the DMs and seeing what truly is going on. There might be some hookups and meetups and stuff like that that may be a little more difficult for you to see. I mean, you can't really pull those unless, I think you can't pull those at all, really, to be honest.
Well, it's really good.
He can't pull those. Yeah.
I've had on Grindr. A lot of gay guys in particular, they're out there, and that's kind of difficult for someone like me. Have to go into those circles.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's tough.
Hey, so I have a question. I have a question for you, Randy. So if you're hired to find some, to check on this, who would post more on Instagram about a romantic weekend with somebody, a woman or a man? Who would post pictures of a luxurious hotel room with like the flowers and the view, not with the person in the picture with them, but hey, I'm in this fabulous romantic getaway this weekend. I'm in like Carmel by the sea in this hotel. Who's more likely to post that on Instagram, a man or a woman?
Okay, if you look at it that way, then yeah, I'd say more likely a woman. And women typically will have other women covering for them.
I covered for my boy for 40 years.
Situation too, where the woman's leaving out of town, but then she's changing vehicles.
Right.
She'll actually friends, and her friends are, sticking up for her because the horrible guy, he's been mistreating her. So now, of course, she's doing this, and they're going to help out. Guys are just kind of stupid when it comes down to it. They're more obvious.
Mallory's got a great question for you. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
What is that one case that made you say, nope, I'm out?
Shout out Mallory for the great question.
Oh, man.
No names. Have you had one of those?
Yeah. There's, again, getting to some of the more deviant behaviors. I've actually had to go to clubs in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Things, when I
said
the swingers, I haven't actually caught them hooking up with someone that they had met, like getting into a deep relationship.
Yeah.
People who are involved in going to these clubs, they'll say, hey, I'm leaving out of town, and I think my wife might be going to Twist without me. or she might be visiting another sex club without me. So normally they would have, it's very open. You know, and if she said, yeah, I'm going to go here with a couple of the friends, we're going to go there, it's not a big deal. But if, when they're lying, that's when it becomes a big issue for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it over to
Wait,
Julian.
hold on,
Bob. Bob, relax. Julian, you got a question for Randy?
Not regarding cheating right now. No.
No.
I want to pick his brain a little more.
Go ahead, throw it out there.
Well, no. It's like he's saying that like women are sticking up for each other, but I also feel like men stick up for each other. Like if my boy called me right now and was like, "Hey, I need like, was I with you last night?" I know the code means I was with you last night. Like whatever that entails.
I think that's. I think what I see with women typically is they're helping. I mean, they're taking them someplace. They're going off somewhere with. They're loaning their vehicles, things of that nature. That's what I see.
Okay.
Where men, it's kind of more, like after the fact. Hey, yeah, I was with you last night, right? Type of thing. But women helping facilitate these.
Like I'm gonna go stay the night at my friend's house, and then they leave their car there. The dude picks them up.
Yeah, bro. Women be helping each other out, bro, like that.
Well, guys,
just like guys would cover. I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like you just got someone that backs you up.
Yeah, but so Randy, my question was, if a couple is going to a swingers club, right, like constantly, so, and now the husband is mad because she's going without him.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I don't get that, because that's the lifestyle you want. I mean, that's the lifestyle that they chosen.
Yeah.
They chosen.
Yeah.
I'm sure at the club, she's going off with some other dude while he's going off with some other girl. Okay, because it's a swingers club, right?
Swingers do, yeah.
I just don't see why he would be that upset that I'm going out of town, but she's going to the club without me. Because I don't get that mentality, but how would you explain that to the guy?
Well, again, they have that agreement, and that's their agreement, is that, yeah, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it together.
Okay. All right.
So,
so it's that word right there.
Okay, I see what you're saying. They had agreed upon that this would be something that they would
do
always
together.
To do it always.
You can't go do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a cuck. It's all
in a way, it's a safety thing too, if you really think about it, because you don't know who you're running into over there.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't want your wife going on with some fucking psycho.
No, dude, no.
Hey,
I don't want no one doing my wife. Okay,
Hunter. Yeah, I want to do my wife. Hunter, you have a question for Randy?
What's the wildest case you had to work on? Like, not necessarily something that made you uncomfortable, just absolutely out of this world, insane.
Oh man, you're talking cheating cases or what?
Yeah.
I can't say anything's been really super crazy. I'm trying to think of anything that's really.
Hunter, buy the book.
Now that book's a different book. The book is. We'll have you describe the book, because the book's not about cheating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheating goes. I mean, I've had cases go on for. One case was 18 months.
Jeez. That's a lot of strip clubs, Randy.
But I almost became a resident at an apartment complex, and
oh shit!
Oh damn!
And
Randy had to change his zip code.
He had to wear like the phony glasses and nose and mustache.
Lived at the apartment complex. Thought I was one of the residents.
Hey, so Randy, have you ever had a case where you had to call the police?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Like someone came through with a weapon.
All right, so it was violence, or what was going on?
Yeah, violence. Again, almost stalking type of situations too.
Okay.
And I've had clients have hired me where I've had to put the brakes on and say, okay, I'm stopping this. You need to stop. And like I said, and sometimes it's weird. They get obsessed and they want video. They want this. I said, well, I could get more video if I was in the room with them. That's
absolutely.
Hey, Randy, you want a director's cut?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want a director's cut for the porn video?
Yeah,
that's wild, man. And like that's, shout out to you, bro, because you got to go and break that news to people. I know that's probably hard.
Yeah, we do.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember
that's the tough part.
Yeah, I'm sure more rather be like, hey, you know what? We scoped him out. He's innocent. She's innocent. She's just doing whatever. But then when you got to give that hard, that real news, how often would you say that happens?
I'm sorry, say that again. The what?
Like when you actually have to tell them, like, you got proof. I mean, is it like 100% every time you go out there, the husband or wife are like they are cheating, or has there been moments where you're like, nah, you're tripping there?
Because I do a lot of screening with some of these cases before I take them. So usually, I have a pretty good idea, and I can tailor the investigation, because the last thing I want to do is waste people's money, for one.
Right. Right, because you brought up to me earlier when we were talking about having a question form that you ask someone before you even take a job on, to just to see if you're wasting you don't want to waste their money, you don't want to waste your time on something that is not going to pan out.
Exactly. And there's times where just by talking to the person, one of the things we have to look at is, are there restraining orders in place, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the same thing even with finding missing people. Is sometimes those people don't want to be found. The same thing with these spousal cases, or dating cases, whatever. Yeah, we do have to do a little bit of research prior to doing the investigation. That's why we do the intake form, and we specifically ask, what any court orders, anything that would prevent them from hiring an investigator.
He brought up Art brought up a great thing about the confronting it with your client. Do you have advice for the client on how they should confront the cheater? Or do you help them with that? I mean, I'm going to make you all laugh, but are you putting a PDF file together for her, or that she's going to screen on the wall of like all the interaction that you've captured, or do you help them out in that part of it?
I do, and a lot of times, when they want videos, I won't even release videos.
Okay.
That's something they play over and over. I might have certain photos, evidence to show them, but when it gets to be too graphic, we don't get into that.
John, you're crazy.
Have you ever called the client while the person who is cheating is in a hotel room and said they're cheating right now? Come over right now.
No,
the wrong TV show.
No, I was just curious. I know I saw it on that show.
Yeah, Randy hasn't got stabbed on a boat for being there.
I'm just curious if you've ever called your client and said, okay, they're at the Motel 6 on El Camino Real in Sunnyvale right now. Let's come here. You've never done that.
No, it's just dangerous, and
that's dangerous. Yeah.
If I tell you, we're going to do the investigation, if you interfere in any way, it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I keep bringing up the El Camino Real because I know there is a Motel 6 in San Mateo on the El Camino Real. I just don't know about Sunnyvale.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's my thing. I mean, I know you've done your part, your job. You got the information they need. I was always wondering if you kind of helped it with that next process. And I know a lot of times there's lawyers involved, so you're really never. Sometimes you don't even see the client, right? I mean, you're dealing through a lawyer.
That is true.
Just check me. I just don't want Mrs. Art.
Nah, we get. I didn't get nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Randy. I didn't hear that.
The East Indian community, for instance, we have the arranged marriages and that element to it, but they also would and I've been asked numerous times, can you put a presentation on for the family so we could show?
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
We're not doing that. But something.
So question is, you brought up the Indians from India, because it's arranged marriages and it's things, and the wife has to be obedient. Most times that they call you is because the wife is cheating.
Yeah, and again, it gets to the point where they want to do shaming. So we have to be very careful with that, because that's the last thing we want to do. It's like, okay, we'll get the evidence, get you what you need so you can make a decision to get into counseling, whatever it might be. But we're not going to be getting to that point. It's harassment. It's
Right.
someone. That's not our job.
Okay, yeah, no, because when I worked up in Yuba City for like 3 years, huge Indian community, and I saw a lot of like, you know, it was arranged marriages and things like that, very strict, very either Hindu, Sikh, temples, whatever. But I never imagined that it would be like the husbands going after the wives for cheating, because I always saw the wives as like being docile and being, there for their man, doing the family stuff. I rarely ever saw like a woman trying to step out because the penalties were harsh, especially if you're Muslim, they'll kill you. But Indians can't really do that, but they can like embarrass you and kick you out of the family.
Yeah.
Very true. And they're wanting the family support. If they're saying, well, we're going to get a divorce, well, this is why. And so that, they're coming to us. Well, can you give enough evidence? Can you talk to some of the family, explain to them what you've found so that we are justified, because their own family may say, no, that's not enough. You need to stay with this person.
Right.
So they're trying
to. That's that part.
This is how bad it is. We need this divorce. You need to support me in that. When it comes to the Muslim community, very. Also, we used to work human trafficking investigations, and when we're dealing with Muslim victims,
yes,
bring back home would be probably when you're talking about the danger that might occur to that victim of human trafficking. So the same thing holds true with these infidelity cases. We have to be careful of that and know that there's not going to be any violence, and again, counseling the parties involved so it can be
okay.
I'm going to throw some stats up, Randy. You tell me how accurate these look.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, hold on. What does that say?
Aged men and women are most likely to cheat, Randy. Can you see those stats?
Yikes, bro. Look at that last one.
70 to 79 is crazy to you.
Yeah.
Them old people be getting freaky.
Dude, they're getting crazy in the retirement home.
Hey, you got nothing else to do. You're 80 and you're still getting a boner, dude. Something's got to happen.
Well, we know that Viagra has changed the world when it comes to that, right?
So
I feel like it's very even until they get old.
I'd say that's very, very accurate.
That's what I was saying, bro.
Yeah.
I was looking at that 80 plus.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out for men to like keep fucking out there.
Viagra, baby, Viagra.
Yeah, that's why I like the.
I'm going to be there in 20 years.
Yeah,
So,
just touch your hand.
Yeah. So, Randy, so when you're taking on cases of cheating, what's the majority age gap or age limit that these guys are hiring? Is it the 40s or 30s?
It's that midlife crisis, man.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm looking at this again, but I would say
that's crazy.
We're looking. I would say that
50,
probably 40s to 50s.
Well, yeah, 40s, 50s. Yeah. Because I'm thinking to myself, like the 18 to 29, the 30 to 39. No offense, and I don't mean to piss anybody off. Those guys probably can't afford you.
Yeah, that could be it too, but I just don't see that happening as much. I think that with the younger group, and no offense to the younger people, but they're into other things. They're into gaming and different things. We're in a different world now. Let's face it. Even the birth rate's going down because of the lack of the physical interaction between the sexes.
Right. Well, I keep telling the youngsters here, go out to a bar, talk to people, okay? I mean, I've got kids at work, not these two young men who are for me, because there's very good young men, but there are kids at work who like meet people online and they're 3,000 miles away. They try to start a relationship. Yeah, 3,000 miles away, it's not going to work, okay? So I met her on GTA, and we've been talking for a year. And, there's nothing like my age back in the good old days, 20s, where we had to go to a bar to get turned down and like meet people and things like that. Now it's just like, it's online. You don't get, even though you can talk to each other, you got to have some physicality. You can't talk for a year and not have any physicality to make things work a long time. But I just don't see the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds right now actually being really, really solid, committed to wanting to hire you. And you're right, it's like a midlife crisis. You know, you have a rich guy in his 60s, 40s,
Let me get back to the slide, Sharp.
Go ahead.
Do you think these numbers have changed due to COVID?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think during the COVID times, cases went down. A lot of people, like I said, didn't have money to hire us as much, and they just weren't getting out there. But I'm thinking though too. Overall, with my cases, it went down, but maybe there wasn't really as much of a downturn on the cheating cases.
Yeah. Because I always wondered that. With COVID in 2020, everyone being kind of locked up for about 2 years.
Right.
I figured, there was a lot of online chatting back and forth, meeting people that you probably would have never met before on Facebook or Instagram. That once the mask came off, let's use that term, the mask came off, that you would have seen a spike.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You think about it. Everyone was locked up for 2 years.
I get you.
Everybody's chatting online, playing video games, being on Instagram, being on Facebook. You start looking up your exes in high school. You see what she still
yes, absolutely.
See what she still looks like, All right, let me go to the next slide here.
Man, that's crazy.
That's why I found that Rebecca Taylor was saying.
How about this one, Randy? Does that look pretty accurate? The likelihood of cheating based on education.
Let me look at this here.
So the most is 18%, which would be
it didn't complete college.
College.
Yeah. That does seem pretty accurate, and I'd like to dive into why that would be. Not that I do. That's know it, but yeah, that is accurate.
Maybe you should add that to your questionnaire now, Randy.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's good. It's good advertising. You know where to go, which areas need to hit.
Yeah.
Do we have what his questionnaire looks like?
Pardon?
Do we have what his questionnaire?
Julian, when you look at that,
I didn't send
how do you feel about that when you look at that stat right there?
I do think it's hard. I feel like it's all pretty even.
Yeah, it is.
The only one that's didn't complete college and lower education. The lower education's lower, but the didn't complete college is higher. So I guess the only people that really get, a good look is the college educated, but it's still higher than the lower education. So I don't think education level has anything really to do with it. I do think that college educated people might have more of a want to cheat because someone could be doing better than their partner at the company, or they're someone of a higher position. Whereas I think it would just change the power dynamic, and that's it. I don't really think education changes much based on if they cheat.
Yeah, that's a wild.
Are you cool? What about you, Hunter?
About this graph.
Yeah, this graph.
This beautiful pie graph that somebody made.
Enzo, it's also super close. 15 and 16%. That's only 1% away. Yeah. And then 18% only 2% from that. They're all basically the same if you think about it.
Yeah, that you sound like me at school.
Across the board, I feel like it's all just, it gets down to the person and the people that are actually cheating, not the circumstance of their education.
Facts.
Bob, are you surprised that one of these should be higher? Did you feel like one of these would have been a lot higher than the others?
No, actually, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm trying to in my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour right now. Because I think that all right, look, so in my experience in life,
Bob's thinking dating graphic.
No, I'm not, dude, really. I'm thinking so in the lower education people, right? When they get married, they're working their asses off to keep the family together. And I think the wife is more committed to helping the family stay together because they're broke and they're trying to they're not broke, but they don't have as much income.
They're trying to keep everything together.
As they're both working to provide for the family, to keep the family together. I think the higher you go and the more money you make, I think that the more money you make, I think you're more willing to cheat especially on a man's side, because it's all about ego and conquest.
Yeah.
You know, so we're making a lot of money and we need a lot of attention. And I think it's more of ego and conquest, where the lower education guy is working his ass off to provide for his wife and kids. And he ain't got time.
He ain't got time.
He ain't got time.
He ain't got time. Yeah, I when I looked at this, I thought for sure that I felt the same way. I thought for sure the guys that had the college degree were more likely to be more cheaters because they were more in situations where cheating is a little easier, because most of the guys that have degrees are usually in office environments, and they've got several people.
Think about how the difference is, right? 1%.
Yeah.
So that means what Bob was saying with the lower educated, they're working their asses off.
Yeah.
So is the college educated that didn't complete college is in between, and they're higher than both, because that's the motherfucker that's smart, could get some money, but at the same time still not confident enough in themselves to just be smart about it. Like literally be smart about it. So they just fucking, they just cheat.
They just cheat.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Art just goes, they just cheat, bro.
Yeah, they're not, sometimes it's just that in between that works out.
All right, Randy.
These are great.
This is the one right here.
Career. Oh, Lord. Okay.
A likelihood of cheating based on their careers.
Medicine. What does that mean?
That would be the medical field. So,
okay.
Yeah, medical
career. Yeah, I gotta read
what's
more.
Great about this stat right here, it's broken down into both groups, men and women.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
So as you can see, the highest on this would be trades, Randy.
Yeah.
For men. That sounds about.
It looks good. Looking at the medical.
Are you surprised by medical being so low in the men's side?
I am. Yeah, I am really. Based on my experience, yes.
Yeah.
Because there are more nurses than there are doctors.
There's more nurses than there are doctors, and I think that like a lot of them, it's that same thing. They have there are a lot of time on their hands at work, whereas because I think it is like that nurses are actually the most likely to like be cheating partners, like based on career field that they took like statistics of. So I think it's just being away from home, and that's why you see the big spike in the trade men on the other side, because it's like they're always away from home and they're not getting that at home, or their wife is always complaining about something. Who knows?
Yeah, because when you look at the medical side for the women, it's 23%.
Yeah,
it's 23%.
You literally work where there's beds.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not only that, because
damn it, right? You just put that in my head. I didn't even think about it. There's a lot of empty beds in the house.
I think so I think with the women, 23% medical is I'm curious who they're cheating with. Because
nurse
they work 412s, they're off for 3, they work 412s again.
Yeah.
Right.
Either coworkers or fucking.
That's it. So you're always with like another male nurse, or you're always with a doctor, or there's a hot EMT that's coming in all the time. Well, and you're not getting the attention you want at home.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. You're working 412s.
Yeah. Well, I think
there's a great documentary called Scrubs.
Scrubs
is a comedy series.
Like I look at it this way too, with the medical field, as far as the women and the men, you're in an environment where it's very emotional.
Yeah.
There's emotions that are up and down constantly.
Right.
And who's your support group? It's the doctor that's right next to you. It's the nurse that's right next to you. These people are seeing people dying. They're seeing old people with broken hips and having to pick them up and take care of these people. So I can see where, the love eyes on both sides. I'm not just saying women, but both sides were like.
So what you're saying
patients too. There's a lot of patients who fall in love with
5% of the men.
They're being loyal. They're trying.
5% of the doctors are dealing. 23% of the nurses.
Well, I think the 5% of the doctors, Randy, will agree with me. They're already on their third fucking divorce.
They are.
Randy.
they got too much to lose.
They can't afford another fucking one, dude.
But
go ahead.
What I'm taking away from this is the people in the medical field are sleeping around with the people in the trades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's a good
hey, Randy. If I'm a hot nurse and my car's breaking down, I got to take it to the mechanic. He goes, it's going to be $5,000. She goes, what if we say $2,000 and a night with me?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You got those. Can you imagine? Look, let's just pretend Hunter's a doctor.
Yeah.
And this hot ass pharmaceutical rep comes in.
Yeah.
You know, and she's selling, I don't know, let's go Viagra.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's also,
and she's flirting with him and she's being, you know, let's go have drinks.
But like the context is cheating, so that would mean I'm in a committed relationship already.
Yeah, you're in a committed relationship. You're not telling the wife that a 10 pharmaceutical rep just walked in trying to sell you Viagra. You're not doing that. Are you surprised by any of the other fields as far as men and women, Randy?
Well, I'm still, you know, I'm still surprised with the medical being as high as it is.
You got to start handing out your card there at the hospital.
Yeah, I need to hang out at the hospital and pass out cards, I guess.
There's a lot of nurses who aren't happy at home, bro.
You need a PI? I was
crazy
the one that I was kind of surprised was kind of low on both sides, and that's retail and hospitality. I thought for sure that was going to be a little higher.
Isn't it odd that am I tripping or why entrepreneurs are like both at 11%?
Yeah, they're both at 11.
So no offense, okay, no offense. If I'm a female, I'm a nurse, and I'm checking into a hotel, and there's some dumb kid behind the counter getting me a room. And she's probably going minimum wage. I ain't banging him because that's trading down. That's not trading up.
Yeah, but we're not talking about nurses. Always hot nurses coming in.
But no, what I'm saying is professional women, right? Professional walking into a hotel. You got some goofy looking kid behind the counter trying to like get her hotel reservation, and she's looking at him going, "He's minimum wage. Yeah, he'll be fun for a night, but he's not fun for a time."
I know where I'm hanging.
That counts though, a night.
Maybe all she wants is that night, though. Like, think about it.
Yeah, but women, I don't think women are looking for one night. I think women are looking for
Randy
a long time. Randy, go ahead, answer that question.
I've had a lot of cases where the women are picking these guys who you wouldn't. I was shocked a lot of times. I'm thinking, man, they're with this person. And I mean, they definitely are trading down, more so I think than the men a lot of times. And I don't know what it is. Maybe they feel it's safer for them in some ways. Maybe that person like running around the same circle, could be for that reason too, or maybe just they've been watching.
Hunter's in odd.
No. So you brought up Randy. You brought up a great point. Okay, you brought up a great point.
Hit the gong.
As women looking at guys going, man, do I want him for a night or do I want him for a while?
Yeah,
because I think that's what women cheat. It's for a while, not a night.
Hey, hit the gong for my peoples, bro. They're not on the fucking list.
They're not on the list.
Randy, go ahead, Randy. Answer that.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I think I was saying the women, I think, want a boy toy a lot of times.
Yeah, but for a while, not for a night.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for a while. When women travel, and like I said, we see that a lot here in Monterey. They have fun, but I think there are those women who maybe are in a better position that they want that boy toy. They want the pool boy, the cabana boy type of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So I would agree with that aspect of it.
Yeah, see, that's why I keep myself out of shape because I don't want to be used for just that. You know,
I need the gong for that.
I got a beautiful mind too.
Yeah, I'm too old to be the boy toy anymore. So
there you go.
Randy, this company even broke it down to race. Those numbers look pretty accurate from your experience of your clientele.
No, for me, no.
Right, because so is this based on just race economically or just
it's from the Pew group?
Because if I'm going off experience and the guy I've been covering for like 40 years, he'd be in the 22% demographic.
Well, the other aspect of this too is, who's hiring a PI. Here we have likelihood of cheating. So, my numbers would be different, I think, especially up in this area too.
Right.
I have a lot of Hispanic. I have a lot of Hispanic clientele.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
When it comes to cheating spouses, probably more than I do anything else.
So in the Hispanic, is it the women hiring you or the men hiring you?
Men.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
rarely. I'm trying to think if I've had, women hire me. It's usually court related situations, where they're working with an attorney. Where the Hispanic men, they're just like, hey, my wife's cheating, and
It's
yeah.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get a lot of Hispanics.
Sorry, I just don't want to see you get divorced, bro. No, that's because looking at the area where you're in, okay, demographically wise, is a lot of the, and look, I'm not a racist. I don't play one on TV. Okay, I don't. But it seems
But he
like
did sleep at a Holiday
I
Inn
did sleep at
Express.
the Holiday Inn Express last night. But a lot of the Hispanic people in your area are either like store owners, restaurant owners, or they work the fields.
Yeah, and I would say, I do get a lot of the people working in the agricultural field more, and
Really?
and the trades when it comes to Hispanics. Yes.
Well, see,
And
I mean, again, like I said, I don't want to play racist, but it seems to me like I don't see a field worker hiring you to chase his wife because he's
You'd
working
be
his ass off
surprised.
just to pay his bills.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
And
Surprise, yeah.
and there are times where I'll take on the case and I'll do the research, maybe do a little bit of surveillance, and many times I find out they're not doing anything, but
Yeah.
it comes down to, well, she said she was going to the laundromat, and she came back 40 minutes later than she should have.
Well, see, that's
I'm like,
okay. So
she's
that's
not doing
like
anything.
that's lack of trust and that's stupidity but I can see the old country values because because I've dealt with a lot of different races when I worked in the mini mart business being a salesman
Mhm.
is everybody comes over here from a strictly male dominated world where the man is the king, his word is law. So if you're 5 minutes late, they're jealous.
Exactly.
So I can see that now where if she's 40 minutes and she didn't get home from the laundromat, I can see that happening. I just didn't think that they would take it to the level with hiring you to find out.
Yeah, and they do, and I do so much counseling with these people, telling them, you know what, instead of paying me $500 to do another, session of surveillance, take her away for a weekend. Use that money, use it for your family, use it for your kids. And they can't. A lot of times they won't understand that. It's like, if you believe there's a problem with your wife and your relationship, then go away for a weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to you, man.
The money would be
awesome.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
I
not
keep
trying to
so
rip
busy.
people off.
I don't need to take up people's money. And,
Yeah.
Right, but
so-
but
That's awesome, dude.
Let me get to the stats here, guys. 76% of Americans believe that affairs are morally unacceptable. That's a pretty good number.
It is unacceptable.
I mean, that's a pretty good number.
Affairs are
76% of the Americans. 80, the Pew Research Group back in 2016 or 2006, 88% say it's morally wrong for married people to have an affair. 3% said it's morally acceptable. I would like to meet those 3%.
Those are the swingers, bro.
And 7% say it's not moral issue at all.
That's the ones that probably aren't really super religious.
7% are the swingers, baby.
They're oh, you think the 70%?
I think the 7% are swingers.
Yeah,
okay. So the 3% they're just nihilist.
But it's got to be a moral. It's got to be a moral issue. Hey, Julian, what do you think, man? Moral issue or what's the deal?
Donnie, they're nihilist.
He's got the cat.
So it's a moral issue because I think that it's gonna hurt someone's feelings when you do that to someone when you're cheating on them. So you have to have some kind of moral compass to be like, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah. No, spot on, Julian. Spot on. 68% of Americans say when a man has an affair, it is always morally wrong. For a woman, it's fewer. Sound right?
Nah, it's morally wrong for either side to have an affair.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, what do you think about that? You think it's okay for a woman morally to have an affair over a man?
No, it's 50-50. It's wrong on both sides.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You get it.
That's wild.
I'm sorry. They always stick up for each other, like Randy says. So,
Well, yeah, there's always a reason for the woman she's doing this because of that reason. She's being, tormented by the husband or whatever it might be.
Here's some notable stats for men cheating with. All right, you ready? Yeah. About 20% of married men report having had sex with someone outside of their marriage. That sound about right, Randy?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, man.
20%.
Yeah, right. But that's life, bro. Like I said, those cheaters are just gonna be cheaters.
Comparison: around 13% of women have reported the same. 13 out of 20. That's still a pretty close number, right, Randy? I mean, 13 and 20.
Yeah.
I really do believe that I hate always using the I know we're allowed to now because YouTube said it's cool. We can say COVID now.
Oh,
COVID. We can say COVID now.
COVID.
But
COVID.
I do feel like that number has changed for the women more so than the men. I think the women were, and I could be wrong. I'm just taking a guess here. I'm thinking the women were more lonelier than the men say they were during COVID. What do you think, Hunter? What do you think, Hunter? Do you think guys were more like, fuck it? Like with me and Bob's situation. Hey, let's do a podcast. We can't hang out. We can't have beers.
Absolutely.
Could we had two choices: Pornhub, or do a podcast.
Hey, not that I didn't give up on Pornhub.
You didn't give up on porn, but we went that route. I'm not saying I could be wrong, like I'm saying, Randy. But do you feel, and Hunter, he's going to answer the question, but do you feel like men were like, all right, cool, fucking, as long as I can get my beers? But I think the women were looking for attention. What are your thoughts on that one, Hunter?
I think it all goes back to like what people were saying, what everyone was saying earlier, which was it's just opportunity. Whenever the opportunity arises, that's when cheaters are going to cheat. That's when people who necessarily aren't cheaters, but that's when they're going to, first get into it and then possibly keep going with it. But that's just all opportunity.
Yeah. How about you, Julian?
I don't think
what, like if
you think 2020 or 2020 COVID, I got to get used to saying that. I'm allowed to say it now because COVID. You feel that? Did you feel like the women's number was going to be higher as far as getting out there and maybe cheating on their husbands or their boyfriends because they were more likely to be a little more lonely at home during COVID than say the guy was?
Well, it depends if they're going out, but if they were, then like, I don't know if they'd be going out. I think maybe more like texting, kind of, if you consider that cheating, or like,
hey, you
like
fucker said cheating was
stuff.
Texting was cheating. You guys said that. I
know. I think that. I think that like doing stuff like that depends on obviously the context of the text and stuff. But I think that if it's like, if they feel that it's wrong, then they know that it's wrong. You know, like you shouldn't be telling someone that you want to sleep with them and stuff like that. Like, I do think that is cheating. That's like having the intention to do it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Infidelity rates tend to increase with age for men. I wonder why.
I think it's because of
saying like the older men are more likely to cheat. Is that
men? Are you ready for this big fucking number? Let's go. Men in their 70s,
fuck yeah,
have one of the highest reported rates at 26%. 26%.
All I'm saying is, I'm 8 years from 70. If I can still get it up, I'm still going out. Okay,
gross.
I got to swing it back to Randy on this one. The oldest client you've had, the oldest guy or woman that you had that thought their spouse was cheating.
I really haven't had that many past 70. Really. I honestly, just from what I've known and what I've seen, the few that I've talked to, I think at that point they just don't give a damn.
They don't care.
That part, yeah. It's like, either I'm sick of this person.
Well, a lot,
as long as he doesn't have to touch me.
Yes, a lot of ladies.
Exactly.
Like once my mom got past 60, my mom was like, I don't care if your father ever touches me again.
Damn,
I think they get done. But the old guy, like I said, we still got Viagra, we got Blue Chew, we got all this other stuff that's coming up.
Historically, in some classic studies, up to 50% of men admitted to extramarital sex at least once over their lifetime. That's probably pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
while you were married.
No.
Oh,
No.
Ever?
No.
Well, we know our Aristotle has.
damn! What up? Let's go.
I don't think he has the fortitude to ever want to cheat on Mrs. Prime, because
Yeah,
Mrs. Prime would kill him.
That'd be that's just ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't really got time, but
Right?
we talked about it before. Like, you motherfucker. My life has always been around like
Mrs. Prime.
not only did women cheat on me, but like my mom got cheated on.
Oh yeah, so you were never going to cheat.
So it's like
Yeah.
I understand how that ruins a
absolutely.
family. So shout out to all those single moms, dude. Like,
Who never cheated.
Yeah, baby.
bro, you guys are fucking
All
doing
the hot,
it. Like,
all the hot
like,
single
I
moms.
always
Hey,
gotta,
and shout out to Mrs. Prime for taking care of Aristotle here.
yeah, she takes care of me, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go pick her up. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude. So all those moms out there, like, doing their best to, raise a family, because I know, dude, my mom, like, I always wondered if she was upset with me and my brother because we resembled like we were a token of a lifestyle that she had, or a life,
Mm-hmm.
and that she's probably upset about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like maybe that's why she dipped a lot, and she was like always working, not only because she was a single mom, but because she didn't want to see like the past,
Repeating itself.
yeah, the past, yeah.
Well, I mean, just the past,
Yeah,
seeing
the
like
past.
your husband or your baby daddy or your ex boyfriend, whoever, like we were those faces to her, like
Right.
that life.
You were a reminder.
You're a
of
reminder,
that.
yeah.
I
You
would
probably
never-
look a lot like them too. So yeah,
That's what I'm saying, bro. So she was hurt. She was a scorn.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm not putting out there. I'm not speaking for her, but I understand. And so that kind of stuff is like my foundation. And then on top of that, like I've been cheated on. I know it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
It makes you feel worthless. So
Yeah.
I definitely do not want to put that on anyone, especially someone that I love very much.
yeah, I won't even give you the gong for yet.
That's
Just
yeah, bro. Like I said, bro, cheaters are cheaters, and if you're not one, like you never be one, no matter how good or bad your relationship's gonna be.
Well, that's the next stat. Among those who admit cheating, many do more than once, repeatedly, infidelity, and related. Yep. So that's a saying that everyone says all the time. A cheater is always a cheater.
Yeah.
More than likely that person's going to do it again because it's it may be easy, it's convenient, or whatever. Or like we were saying, chasing that high.
Addicted
To trying to. Among married men in the U.S., about 20% admit to having sex with someone outside of their marriage. For married women, the figure is about 13%. We touched on that one. In the youngest marriage group, 18 to 19, the rate is about 11%, Randy. 11%. That might be your new clientele, Randy.
Yeah, they're moving up, huh?
18 and 29.
You gotta make that money, bro, because this guy costs a lot.
No
dude.
offense, 18 to 29 can't afford Randy.
It's like, yo, and I
Can't
think
afford Randy.
they're at that age too where it's just like, I don't know, that's what you're saying with this older generation. They're kind of just like, fuck it then. Like
I'm still blown away by it.
They're willing to just let it go. Let the relationship go, and then I want to be a better person.
Yeah.
So like let me go ahead and be that.
That 70 blows me away, dude. 26% of all men that are in their 70s are getting it on.
Yeah, but how old is the girl they're getting it on?
That's
with?
what I'm scared
At
of.
least
Dude.
20 to 25 years younger because they got money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's all I think
I
about.
did. I never.
That's all I think about.
I guess money be fixing shit, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, Bill Belichick is almost 70. His
Oh my
girlfriend's
God,
25.
Yeah, but that's all
Facts.
money, man.
Facts.
Or the what's the
Money.
Raiders owner who the girlfriend says it wasn't about his money. It
Yeah,
was
Mark Davis.
He had such a great smile. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's worth over $100 million.
fuck you.
He's got an Edgar haircut. Yeah.
Whoa, and
Yeah.
maybe that's why he got it because he's with the youngins,
I mean, he had that haircut before it was famous.
Yeah, he did.
He a real YN for that one.
Among unmarried and non-married people, cheating rates are somewhat higher and closer between genders. One study found that 23% of men and 19% of women admit to cheating outside of the marriage. Ready for this one? Here's the big one. Drum roll.
You don't have that?
Workplace affairs
Damn.
are common. 31%, Randy.
Hell yes.
You have a 31% chance to have a work affair.
I agree.
I agree.
You're with that person like at least 40 hours a week, dude.
Well, okay, look, so I get it. So you work with them every day.
Yeah.
And they come in, they're frustrated and they're upset and they're like, you're their person they talk to. Right. So if it's man, woman, woman, man, they're your ear. They're like, oh, I'd never do that to you. I would treat you better than that. He's disgusting. He's a pig. He's always going to cheat on you. I would never cheat on you. Hey, are you busy Saturday? Let's take the kids to the park. I'll go with you because he's out of town. That's how that starts.
I love you, baby.
And then on top of that, you work where beds are at?
Yeah.
Nurses and doctors.
They just changed the seats in room 111.
I'm sure like hotel staff, they be cheating like crazy.
That room is empty. It's empty. The one with the big tub. The one with the big tub.
But
let's go. UK numbers. Randy, you got a whole. You might have to travel. Around 20% of British adults say they had an affair. 20%.
Those British people.
Just below the US. USA. USA.
Number one. USA number one.
Number one.
A moral issue or a dental issue? I don't know.
Good, John, Bob.
He's got to pick up. He's got to pick the lovely Mrs. Artemis up.
Like real shit right now.
All right, Randy. All right.
Mrs. Primey's on the plane.
Nice to meet you, Randy.
Yeah.
Be safe out there.
Pleasure.
Randy,
yeah,
he's taking off. Are you surprised? I mean, I don't know. I always there was always a running joke with our generation, Randy's and Bob's. That the British weren't, and I'm just don't get all pissed off, British people, but they're not so crazy in bed. Like there's not that, you know what I'm saying? They're boring.
Kind of like the food.
Do you
right?
remember, Randy?
Was that?
Is that accurate? I mean, that's something I remember hearing a lot. Like, there's no spice in the bedroom when it comes to British people.
Well, I'm obviously biased.
I just pissed off a whole continent.
Yeah.
Austin Powers was pretty freaky.
Yeah, Austin Powers was freaky.
Yeah.
Hey, James fucking Bond. Okay.
Among those, men are slightly more likely to repeat offenders. 49%. See, that's a high number.
Yeah.
So in the UK, if you're a cheater and you're not 20%, there's a 49% chance that you're going to do it again. Wow.
That is interesting.
And women are no better. Huh. The women are 41%. So a cheating woman that gets caught cheating, she's going to do it again 41% of the time. Wow.
I might need to open a branch up in the
right
in the UK.
Right? Randy's gonna have a hey, I'll work for you. I'll cover that.
Yeah. Hey, Randy, let me get my license, brother.
Yeah.
Damn, that's high. 49% and 41%.
I'm gonna head out with Art real quick. I'm gonna go get some rest before work.
All right, he's got to go to work. Hunter's got to go to work.
Hey, y'all have a good one though.
We're almost done here too. So, and more recent reports: 1 in 5 admit to affairs, remaining commonly cited estimate for these are English numbers. In 2025 survey, British GQ sex survey claims 60% of men have had an affair versus 32% of women in their lifetimes. So again, they stress the fact that this is on admitting, they're being honest that number is true. That's pretty high, Randy. Huh?
Mm-hmm. It is
60. When they must not be happy in the UK.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The weather's bad.
It's always raining. You're inside.
It's always raining. The guys are really overconfident and cocky, and they probably,
eating bangers and maths, just
yeah.
They just probably do missionary. That's it. They don't do anything extra.
Julian, you gonna move to the UK? Julian is going to Italy in March.
But aren't they more likely to cheat out there?
You're American. You're gonna get a lot of looks. You're gonna get a lot of looks.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of respect, man.
Yeah. A country that Mr. Bob Sharp brought up and Mr. Randy brought up, according to a recent survey. Wow, 48% responded in 2025 that said they had cheated, from 57% in 2020. So it's come down a little bit. Anybody want to take a guess?
Mexico.
Not Mexico. Randy.
India.
Bingo.
Oh my goodness, my friend. I'd be going, I'm telling down the street, don't be looking at that man.
That is insane. It's in 48%.
It doesn't surprise me.
And it's down from 57% in 2020.
Dude, but they got 1 billion people in India.
Jesus Christ.
Billion.
They got 1 billion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the second heaviest populated country in the world behind China.
Oh, man.
God, in 2020 survey, about 55% of married individuals in India were reported to be having unfaithful at least once.
Yes.
Some sources claim it is 64% of men in India admitted to having cheated or tried to cheat.
Yes.
I like that one. They tried. It's like, no, I better not do it. Oh, yeah, maybe I should. No, she's cute.
Dude, like if you go to Marysville, Yuba City, which is a huge Hindu and Sikh population, guys are like nailing the trailer park chicks like left and right. Number one, they want citizenship, so they marry them. Yeah. But dude, once they get like an American girl, they are super freaks about getting more.
Yeah. 64% of Indian men admit to having cheated. 64%.
Yeah.
You got to open up an office over there too, Randy.
Maybe so. Yeah.
You're going to go international after this show. Jesus.
You are.
Infidelity Capital. I don't know how to say this name, but I'm going to spell it out. Maybe you guys can get it. BENGALURU.
BENGAL. Bengal.
Yeah, URU.
Oh, okay, that sounds like someplace in India.
That is the Indian capital of the world for cheaters.
Yeah.
That's where your office has got to go, Randy.
I guess so, yeah. Spending all those times at the call centers, they got to get out and do something.
Oh, yes. We need to be making some money. Mr. Randy, my wife is cheating very badly on me.
All right, Randy, I'm going to give you this part of the show here. Signs that would you say the signs are different for depending on who's the cheater, right? I mean, so what signs a woman should be looking for in a man are going to be a little different than what a man's going to be looking for in a woman, correct?
Well, I'd say, a lot of it's similar, I mean, again, for the men, they may not change their behaviors as much, but you're going to see things, where they're hiding their phones, turning the phone down so that, the person's texting, nobody sees that. But when you go into, men, they're going to start distancing them, the wife from the social events. They're not getting included as much. Those are the signs. For women, you're going to be seeing a change of clothing, what, their physical, the shape. They're going to be getting in shape, doing things of that nature. So, I think it's more obvious for women when it comes down to their appearance, more so than men. I think men are kind of more like, I am what I am. But where women are more concerned about their physical appearance.
Their physical appearance. Yeah, I'm surprised by that because I would figure that like men would be that are cheating would try to start, changing their look a little, getting, putting different shirts on them.
Yeah, they might go hit the gym a little bit, but I think women will start changing things. One thing that I do know too is that there's a difference in sexual behavior. One of the things that I've seen many times is, that they're not involved in sex as much. I think that's more for men than for women. I think women sometimes might become a little bit more sexualized while they're having an affair.
Too, especially if he tries to pull something that he normally does with the cheater.
Yes.
And she's like, whoa, where'd you learn that at?
Yeah. So I've read stories and I just want to know how much this is true. is, say a spouse comes to you and says, "Hey, my spouse is cheating on me. She's been spending a lot of time at the gym." How often, if that happens, do you find out she's like, or he is like having an affair with somebody who works at the gym?
That does happen. But typically, what I've found is, they've met someone at the gym. There's the trainers as well. I mean,
Yes.
worked a number of cases where it's been the trainers.
Right.
But usually, women have met someone at the gym, and they're, leaving early in the morning, before anyone else, getting out there, they're meeting. So I've worked a number of cases like that. And again, that goes down to the change of behaviors, and they're spending more time at the gym. They're changing their clothing, what they're wearing, buying new, lingerie, underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Men, you don't get men changing their underwear.
No, you don't.
They're still using the same one they had from 4 years ago.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
Exactly.
so you're bringing up the signs, which I was going to ask you about, is like, I've heard stories, because I've never cheated on anybody, so I wouldn't know this. But it's like, once they start cheating, they're more cognizant of where their phone is. Like you said, the phone's always face down at dinner. They always have possession of their phone wherever they go, because they don't want to leave the phone out. They'll even take it into the bathroom with them while they're taking a shower, in case they get a text from the person they're cheating with that the other person cannot just like look at.
Yeah. And driving now is a situation too, with your CarPlay and all that too. That adds a different element for people, and so that maybe they're less likely to hook up their phone
Bluetooth,
while they're driving. They may say, "Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and put your phone on there, and I'll, we'll use your phone for now." So those are things to look at. Changes of that nature. Just being more secretive. Also, fixation about someone they work with. Bring the person up. Oh, I saw this person. We talked today. We did this. We did that. I don't think they even recognize what they're doing at times. So that's another sign. Pretty obvious.
Absolutely. No. It's just, hey, Randy, how do you pronounce your last name?
Casals.
Okay. No, because I've seen you like tagged with Joe and all this stuff, and I was never really sure how to pronounce your name.
It's Spanish.
Okay, Casals. Okay.
Yeah, when I was in Spain, everybody knew how to pronounce it there, and they'd be able to spell it. And I was, especially in Catalan.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what is the one of the perks of your job?
One of the perks. I'd like to say flexibility, because I can take on cases, this is interesting, so I'll take this or that. But then again, it's a lot of grind, because you're trying to, you're always working. Anytime you have a business, you're not really working for yourself. You're trying to please all your clients. But I would say, just to change the things you could do. There's interesting cases like, oh yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm going to take that case.
Okay.
So that's really good.
What's your background? What made you get into being a private investigator?
Well, I worked in law enforcement for the city of Ceres.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah.
How long?
For close to 20 years.
Okay.
And I left in 2001 and then became a PI at that point. But I worked in a lot of different task force. I worked with the DEA, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. A lot of different organizations. I was a auto theft investigator, narcotics investigator for about 10 years. And so
my father worked for the city series for 20 years. He ran the maintenance shop. His name was Ben Sharp.
Oh, Ben Sharp. Yeah, I know Ben. Yeah. We put that together.
Yeah. He always had he had a great stories about rookie cops wrecking cars and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can see Randy's pages up there. He does everything, guys. He does everything. So There is a new feature. I'm trying it out for the first time, but there's a barcode up there. If you scan that barcode with your phone, it will take you to Randy's page as well.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and then it's also in the chat. So hey, if you need a PI, Randy's your man. Hey, Randy, before we go, we got about 6 minutes. Talk a little bit about your book and what that book's about. Great story, your book.
Well, it's from my time working with an undercover, working as an undercover agent, and I had a confidential informant, and we worked off and on for a number of years, and he was involved in 3 different homicides. And the book really deals with one of the homicides in particular.
Yeah.
Currently, he's actually serving time in federal prison. He is working with cartels, and he was trafficking methamphetamine, heroin into Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
So he was caught with a bunch of drugs and firearms. The funny part of it was one of the guys that he was working with, his name was Walter White. So I just thought
Walter White, elementary school.
Walter White,
Walter White.
Walter White. But so the book really outlines my work with him over the years. I mean, we worked.
Yeah, that's cool. And I heard you're writing another book, right?
Yeah, I'm working on actually 3 books, but one right now I'm done with is a travel journal, a photo journal and travel log of the Camino de Santiago in Spain. And then I'm writing another book that I'm about halfway through, and that's called Angels of the Camino. And it tells a story about a man who passes away, almost kind of Sixth Sense type, where he didn't realize that he had passed away. And the story goes into him becoming one of the angels of the Camino de Santiago, and kind of transcends time and whatnot. So
nice,
I'm really
Randy.
excited about that book. Yeah,
Randy, you're busy, man.
I'm
busy.
busy.
Yeah.
And I have a few more stories. One about Russian mobsters, a case that I worked.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Russian mobsters in series.
Well, you know what?
Well, no, that was in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
So years ago, the Russian mob, when they wanted to kill killed somebody, they would drive up to New Maloney's and dump the body in New Maloney's off the dam, off the bridge.
Yeah, they're ruthless.
They had to put cops there.
No. So when the water got really, really, really low during the drought, they found 8 bodies.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and they all traced them back to the Russian mob in L.A.
Yeah.
Julian, you want to throw out a question, or are you good? Or
no, I'm good.
You're good. What should Julian? I got a question because Julian's not going to ask this question. You got the 25-year-old. What should he be looking for, like in personalities and things that are traits that he should be looking for when he's trying to date somebody that he may, I don't know how to say it without offending like a whole group of people, but
how does he know a girl's not sketchy?
Yeah, there we go. What are some signs that he should be looking for as a 25-year-old?
Well, if you're asking me, really it has a lot to do with confidence and I think the moral fortitude of the person. I'm not going into religion or anything of that nature, but where they're coming from, what their values are, and again, having confidence, I think, is a big factor in whether someone will cheat. How they feel about themselves, having good self-esteem, I think, is very important.
Yeah, this is a stupid question to ask Julian because we know Julian, but are you worried about that at all when you're approaching somebody? Are you worried about? No, you don't, right?
Nah, I don't think about it.
You don't think about it. You don't.
If they're gonna cheat on me, then they're gonna cheat on me. Like I don't.
The number is not important to your generation at all, too. So something I pulled some stats like the Gen Zers really don't give a shit what your number is. I know you do. I know you do care, Julian, because you mentioned.
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't want someone that's just like sexually promiscuous to be with, but that's because I'm not out there doing the same thing,
Yeah.
So that's why my morals fall right there.
I think you said on the other show what your number would be. That's a hell no.
I think it's like anything higher than like 8 or 9. I think right now
8 or 9. Yeah, that's good.
But I'm still young.
You're still young.
You're still young.
You're 25. Yeah.
You got a whole life in front of you, bro.
Yeah, because when they get to it's not going to ruin it. I'll wait. I'll let him get to 40 and then see that number.
Yeah, have as much fun as you want.
have all the fun you get. Hey, Randy, I want to thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm glad.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody, there's that barcode. It'll be on there forever on the show on YouTube. So if you go there, it'll be on Instagram as well, Twitch, and on Spotify as well. And if you're looking for a PI, you feel like somebody's cheating on you, or even some other thing, child custody, witness interviews,
Absolutely.
marital, everything. Randy does everything.
Yeah, and for those of you whose baby mama works in a strip club and you want to get dirt on her, Randy's willing to sit.
I want to help you on that case.
At the pink pool for 8 days in a row.
I want to help you on that case.
Exactly.
You need a partner for that one. I'll watch the door, Randy.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Definitely.
All right, hey, everybody.
San Francisco cases.
Yeah. Thank you, Julian, for joining us. Art and Hunter had to go to bed. And Mr. Sharp, thank you, Mr. Sharp.
All right. I appreciate being here.
I hope somebody learned something today, what to look for. Be careful out there. It sucks being cheated on. It
does suck being cheated on.
It does. It really changes your perspective of the opposite sex. That's the one thing that I wanted to get kind of out there.
It does.
It does. It really changes. Some people take it to the extreme, and some people can deal with it. We didn't go into that, but maybe on another show. There are people that just continue to just feed on that and just accept it and live happily. I can't say happily married, Bob, but just live married and just deal with it. All right, man, we are out of here. Thank you again, Randy. Thank you, Julian, and thank you, Mr. Sharp. And we'll see everybody next Monday. And who knows what we're going to talk about?
Who knows? We'll find out though.
All right, peace out, everybody. Big shout out to all the hot moms out there from the boys here at the Afternoon Delight podcast. We see you, ladies.